Oh, this is great. I'm just finding this out from 10 hours ago. Yeah, we just narrowly missed being destroyed again, and when that happens, usually the next one was big, or there's a big one and then two smaller ones. So now we got this here, so this is wonderful.
Things are very busy out there. We have two big areas of interest coming off of Africa that we're going to talk about today, but things are getting busy over in the mainland as well, so we're going to go over everything.
Yeah, right where he drew that circle, I'm in the bottom right of that. See that blue stuff? That's where I am. Where that blue meets the tan, the shoreline, yeah.
We're going to start, however, is Invest 95L. This little storm right here is making a beeline for the Northern Caribbean and potentially even the U.S., but there's a lot of things that could change the path here, so let's talk about that. So here's the latest satellite imagery over the Atlantic Basin. You can see that there's a lot of activity, a lot of African easterly waves coming off here. One of them has gotten its act together very quickly. This is one of the most well-organized invests I've seen. This is probably already a tropical depression. This one will be named Lee very soon, and you can see the broad rotation in it already. And look out in front of it, man. No wind shear. This thing is going to go into a prime environment that's literally made to make hurricanes stronger.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Telling you, there's nothing stopping this thing from becoming a major hurricane, and I have full confidence that it will become one. And it's not just me that thinks this. Obviously, some of the forecast models do as well. Here is the GFS model, and there is our area of interest. This will be Tropical Storm or Hurricane Lee at this point, Thursday, September 7th, around 11 a.m.
Yeah. Today's Tuesday, September 5th.
We're going to see this thing rapidly intensify, more than likely, into a major hurricane on its approach to Puerto Rico. Now, this model, along with several others, keep the storm north of the Caribbean, keep it north of Puerto Rico, and they even start to recurve it before it gets to Florida or the southeastern U.S. In fact, the latest run of the GFS model starts bombing the...
Oh my God, it's just getting bigger and bigger and coming straight for me in this model. What the frick,
thing
man?
Out and curling it to the north as soon as September the 11th. So this is likely to be a major hurricane.
That thing's insane. It's like freaking... It's bigger than Florida. That's as big as Florence. What the fuck, man? That's like a 4, or it could be even a 5. Imagine a fucking 5 comes here. What the fuck am I gonna do then?
At this point, similar to Franklin, throwing big time swells and waves at the East Coast, but not necessarily causing any direct impacts, and then getting sucked up towards this trough. And
if it did that and it curved, I mean, it's still gonna, like, we're gonna be getting hit with like level 1, level 2 force winds.
Potentially making a run towards the northeast or Nova Scotia. It's too early to really talk about this right now. Anything past September 11th.
Yeah, and they predicted the same kind of nonsense. I mean, I'm not saying nonsense, but it turned out to not be that accurate because other shit came to light, which is a thing that can just happen. You can't plan for everything in the simulations and the models, and they're accurate to a degree, and then you have those ones that are like a weird anomaly where it goes way off to the side, and that kind of weird shit does happen because, yeah, Florence came and it was supposed to curve off, but then it changed and it hit land, and then it went offshore and sat there for 2 days getting bigger and bigger, and then decided to come back to shore and slam into us full force.
I'm not very confident on. This is where the models start to not know what they're talking about. The last time we mentioned this storm, the models didn't know what they were talking about beyond this point. And we're getting a little bit closer to understanding the actual impacts.
What are you talking about? I don't even know, man. I don't even know. You know what I'm
See
saying?
here in the U.S. So here's one of the latest spaghetti plots, and basically what this
Spaghetti.
is it's all the different
the
tracks that
spaghetti.
the storm could make according to a group of a
Yeah.
bunch of different models. So there's a bunch of different simulations that run and show what the storm could do. We just looked at one. Here's a
Spaghetti
culmination
on a
of like 20
spaghetti
of them.
already.
And you can
Mom's
see that
confetti.
the average path
I mean,
does take the storm out to sea here, or it actually just starts taking it north
opens
towards
his
Nova
mouth, but
Scotia.
the
This would be a
spaghetti
big
won't
deal
come
for
out.
Bermuda. This would be a big deal for coastal
All right, it's a big deal. It's a big fucking deal. You see that circle? That's where I live.
flooding, and this would obviously
Fuck.
be a big deal for our friends up there towards Newfoundland. But I want
Ah,
you
it's
to
a big
notice
deal,
something.
homie. Let's see. This is Ryan Hall, y'all extra channel. Check him out.
Okay, there are at least 4 or 5 members that take
All right. Yep. Fuck.